people underestimate the tone of their own voice? How can someone start becoming more aware of their own tone of voice?
If someone would know how much power do you have with your tone of voice and the way you are speaking, the way you sound to other people, they would be amazed. We underestimate how we can make people feel in the way we are talking to them. We do it by instinct, we do it. If you got mad at someone, you tend to be more aggressive with your voice. You go up with your voice and you start to scream. So you have a very aggressive manner to communicate with someone. This is very interesting because why do we start to scream at each other when we are angry with each other? Because on an emotional level, we feel very distant to them. We don't understand each other. You are far away from me. So as you are far away from me, I need to scream at you to make myself heard. But if we are very close to someone and we are to a very beloved person and we are very close, we tend to lower the voice. We speak very soft and we speak very in a non-aggressive way to perceive the situation of there is no danger in here.
So hello and welcome one more time to another episode of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Today, I want to bring your attention to something we don't talk about enough in branding, and this about sound. We usually think that branding is just the visuals, but our brain remembers moments through music and all the tones before it remembers even colors or shapes. So our brain is doing amazing things to make us connect with the sound. And when you use the sound as a part of our identity, for example, how music and voice shape the way we are perceived. So, for example, a single note can make us feel something. A sound can really transport us to really memories. And even without noticing, it shapes the way that we connect with a brand or even with each other. So this is our conversation today that will bring a lot of value to you. And if you, for example, are building a personal brand, or are you speaking in public, or leading a team, or creating these emotional connections with your audience, the way you sound is already telling the story about who you are. And for this episode, I have someone who truly understands this emotion behind the sound. Christophe Strotz. He is a singer, he is a creative audio producer, and he as well is the managing director of Linster Studios in Luxembourg. He is working with artists, with companies, and voices every single day, helping ideas become sound and sound become identity. I guess this is a good description about Christophe. Christophe, welcome to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. And let's start about the story behind your own fascination with the sound. When it began and what made it so meaningful to you?
Thank you very much for this lovely introduction. It was one of the most beautiful introductions, telling everything that people need to know. Thank you very much, Maria. I'm super happy to be here. Sound, yeah, for me, sound is everywhere. Sound is everything, and I like to work with it. I like to work with the voice. I like people to discover their voice, not just their inner voice, but their actual voice, which we use in our everyday life. Everyone uses it, but no one is not everyone is like really thinking about it. Uh, I mean, sound started very early for me. I was very early connected to music because I can remember my mother always listened to the oldie channel. It was called oldie channel at the time, and it was just a song played from the 50s, from the 60s, from the 70s. And when I came to Luxembourg as an adoptive child, I didn't know anything about it. And so when they put on the radio or the TV, I was amazed, I was astonished. And then I saw this particular guy called Elvis Presley, and it did something with me. And at the time, I just tried to imitate him. I tried to imitate his moves. And eventually, I would try to imitate his voice by singing. And then I discovered that the way that I am singing does something with other people. I mean, I learned Luxembourgish quite fast as a child, but still, if I was singing, I felt understood on a different level. It was not cognitive wise. It was very hard for me to understand as a child, but now I do understand because I have the same thing now. I can talk for hours, but if I can sing something, I can do music, I can feel myself understood on a way different level. So this is what sound means to me.
That means a lot to me as well as a part of your story. And if may I ask, where are you coming from? Where are you originally from, and how old have you had when you arrived to Luxembourg?
I was born in South Korea, in Seoul, and I was adopted at a time which is now not possible anymore. It's quite late. I came with 3 years and 10 months, so nearly 4 years. I came straight from Korea to Brussels, and my parents, my new parents, my Luxembourg parents, which I hadn't seen until then, they picked me up at the airport in Brussels and welcomed me and say, "Hey, we are your new parents now." And we drove to Luxembourg, and there is where my beautiful life started. Out
Yeah, your
coming
family.
from a foster home in Seoul, coming to a new family in Luxembourg, and be able to live this life that I had. Very beautiful.
It's beautiful story, and it's beautiful how you end up being part of a family as well that have been supporting you, and all the things that you have been doing in the industry as well have been positioned you into the market and make you the person that you are today. And bringing this, putting all those pieces together, I wanted to dig a little bit more about this, the invisible power of your tone of voice, because this is very
Yeah.
connected with branding. The conversation that we had the first time, it was talking about that people underestimate the tone of their own voice. So what do you think that the tone is important and have this such a big impact, and how can someone start becoming more aware of their own tone of voice?
I mean, if someone would know how much power do you have with your tone of voice and the way you are speaking, the way you sound to other people, they would be amazed. I think we underestimate how we can make people feel in the way we are talking to them. We do it by instinct, we do it. If you got mad at someone, you tend to be more aggressive with your voice. You go up with your voice and you start to scream, so you have a very aggressive manner to communicate with someone. This is very interesting because why do we start to scream at each other when we are angry with each other? Because on an emotional level, we feel very distant to them. We don't understand each other. You are far away from me. So as you are far away from me, I need to scream at you to make myself heard. But if we are very close to someone and we are to a very beloved person and we are very close, we tend to lower the voice. We speak very soft and we speak very in a non-aggressive way to perceive the situation of there is no danger in here. There's no need for someone to talk loud because we are just the two of us or the three of us or the four of us, and there's a lot of trust and a lot of love in this room, so we all can settle down.
Yeah.
Imagine in your meditation app, I would just now close your eyes, feel good, and calm down from the stress of the day. No one will be able to calm down from the stress of the day. So instinctively, we go talking about meditation. If you're doing something for a group, like a fitness group, you have to be more powerful. Get up, everyone. Do like the knee jumps and high jumps and burpees and everything. I experienced myself. I have a trainer who's quite talking on a very hard level. So this
Energetic,
is,
high energy.
yeah, and this is what we do in our everyday life. We talk to people and we try to tell people a story. And most of all, which is very important, is we try to make feel people something. So also in like, on the on the on the personal level, you want to communicate with someone, you make them want to understand the situation, and you want them to make them feel what you want them to say. And on the professional level, it's very the same, but just on an amplified version. The brand wants to make the customer their product, what they have to say, and it's all about the sound. We are in a world where visuals are very important, but sound is more fast than visual. What comes in here touches the brain is even more faster what you see. And this is something that I want to bring more joy into the world by opening up this box. People understand what the true power of sound is.
Is a true power, and I consider as well, managing the podcast. And since I started saying to people, I'm giving to you a voice, that gave me certain power in the sense that I'm feeling how people are making even their conversations here through the podcast, where they become emotional, when they become or arrive energetic, or when they are even low. And I think that the way that we speak to others, as you well explained to us, our tone of voice, if we're feeling that the person are not paying attention or are not really hearing what we wanted to say, managing the tone of voice becomes something very important for public speaking, for being part of your own brand of company brands as well. And you mentioned, for example, the example of meditation that I love it, actually. Thank you for sharing that because I think it's very, very accurate, but as well how the sound is healing. And I'm bringing that topic about healing because I consider that the way that you speak to someone end up healing or damaging based on your tone of voice. Even if we are having that conversation as well, as you explain, and I start to raise my voice, you are going to wonder, but what happened, right? So, in
Yeah.
terms of healing and how the sound can heal us, can help us to reconnect with our own self. And I am saying that because probably people sometimes take for granted the power of sound, as the close phrase that you just said, the power of sound. So maybe can you share with us a moment when you felt that the sound, especially music, and this tone became something healing for you or for someone that you work with?
To start on a personal level, music is my way to heal and my way to disconnect sometimes with the surrounding. We are all being exposed to a world where so much happens all the time. So of course it's very hard to stand out with sound or to make any difference. I know also that not all people listen to the way to music that I do, and I don't listen to other stuff like other people do. It's a very personal thing. For me as a personal level, music always gives me like real peace. I can listen to music and music takes me to a place where I'm just on my own. This is my thing, and I will go there and I will take no one with me, and it's just my universe. And music gives me memories of things that happened in my life. Like you remember, I cannot listen to Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On without thinking on dancing my first slow with a girl. This will be forever be like burnt in my heart. It sounds so cheesy, but it is. And everyone got this memory listening to a song. Ah, you remember this and this. And it takes you to that state of emotional mind. You're going back, and music is healing. You look at the concerts all around the world. People are running to concerts to listen and to feel. It's such an emotional experience. It's not like this guy plays good guitar. I mean, there are also people who love to listen about the technical stuff and everything, but most of the people, they just go to have this experience. It's an emotional experience. You listen to this and you're all together and it opens up your heart and you get very emotional. And by getting emotional, you open up yourself and it's a part of healing. Healing begins with um, having to be clear in mind. Oh, there is something, and if I open up, I let go, and by letting this go, it's the first step of healing.
Yeah. Yeah, healing is something very attached with music. I am very connected with music, and we as a family as well. Is music is something that is really connect me with a different frequency, let's say, because when I am start listening to music, I realize that the music are removing the noise. No, because sound as well included noise. Is
Yeah,
all the sounds, including the noise, and in this world today that is full of noise, I think is very good to identify the difference between a sound and between the noise, and how, for example, a sound become unforgettable. For example, Netflix have this brand sound that is
yeah,
identifying at you on me because that I wanted just to go to sleep. I mean, that is my reaction. Unfortunate. Well, we are going to start to watch a movie with my husband. This is what is casting on me.
Yeah.
Would you share with people in the moment of elaboration of the sound, what makes a sound unforgettable?
Yeah, you said it yourself. It's funny. You hear a sound and you get into an emotional state of mind. You hear the Netflix and you connect it with calm down, end of the day, no more stress. I can myself go and I will just fall asleep. This is what Netflix does. It's always the sound is connected with chill. I am
Let go.
jogging. I some snacks, I can watch a movie and I can relax. Therefore, this sound is like it brings you before you know it. You hear the sound, it tells your brain, it's this time of the day, you can let go. Everything is fine. You have this with a lot of stuff. I mean, open up, touch the box of treats when you have a dog, and you just touch it. And the dog, hey, I know this sound. This sounds will tell me I will have something to eat, and I love it. This is good feeling.
Yeah.
And of course, on a brand level, it's something that you have just to. It's a strategy. You first position yourself, and then you go as a team, and you define the values of your product. What is my product, and what do I want to make the people feel when they see our product? Because this will be our identity. It will be something like a color or like a logo, like you see if I'm taking like a supermarket. This supermarket is very famous for yellow. So this clear yellow is like their identity. So their sound logo must go hand in hand with this. And very important is because, and this is the most difficult part, music is such, we are connected on a very personal level on music. So you have to make this professional distinction between, is this sound something that I like, or is it something that fits to our brand? Because you can even find this music terrible, but you have to admit it makes sense because it's the part of the brand. And this is sometimes difficult. And when you sit together, because I think that we should have something like that moves because I like to dance. I like the music. I don't like the other person is, but I love this emotional tone, this very calm. So I would think that this is beautiful. Yeah, but it's not about what you like. It's about what does the brand need. If
Yeah.
someone is
Yeah.
working in a marketing team, as said for a meditation app, and he in his private life he loves to go to Wacken festival and he loves rock and metal and everything. He can like this as much as you want, but for the meditation app, we cannot include electric guitar. It won't make any sense. So we have to
Yeah,
include other
exactly.
instruments. Every instrument also gives an indicator on which way we go emotionally. And this is the way to go to find your sound for your identity.
Yeah, that basically this is what you are working on in your studio when you do all those processes of helping the brands define their sounds, but they need actually to remove their personal taste and is part of this process. But what is the process that helps your clients align this sound with this brand identity instead of including, this is what I like in the example coming back of the meditation, probably my personal taste is, I love to start the day energetic. So do the meditation with energy. It's something like a how or which exercises or things are you helping them with in order for them to realize that they need to give priority to the brand that you are designing for them.
Listening, doing, creating, listening all the time. Because a sound logo, if you would go to someone and I won't name the brand, but someone is coming, hey, we have a budget for this. We have a nice car. We want you to do the sound logo. He goes into his cave. He comes back after 3 months from studio, deep dive work, and he say, okay, guys, I got it. I said, okay, let's hear it. And he goes like, takes the mic and he goes, so everyone will be, excuse me, what was that? Oh, it's just a heartbeat. Okay, and you took like 3 months to produce a heartbeat. So it's about repetition, and then you go and then you explain why the heartbeat. Because the heartbeat is the core of everything. Without heartbeat, it doesn't live. It's like the inner motor. It's the cell of everything, the beginning of everything. Then that you try to elaborate. Rarely a baseline or a logo at the first place is like, yeah, this is it. No, it's about repetition,
It's a
getting it
process.
into our head. Yeah, and it goes and goes, and then it becomes part of the identity. Of course, it has to fit, but it will be the more you hear it and the more you implement it, it's going to be part of the identity. And the thing is that people, sometimes that's my fault as a musician. I have it in my head and I can listen to it over and over again. And I forget that people are not into music and they have very hard times to imagine what I'm going to tell them. So what I do is like I take this music and I put it on an image. I take an image what they created and I will put it on this. I will put it under a radio commercial. I will put it under a social media video. And then they will say, this works very good. This is very nice. So, but if I would play the music right from the scratch without any hooks or where does it come from, where does it fit, they would like say, yeah, but the music, I think it could be. No, it's always in the same line with the product. Even sometimes it is enough to have the music and you have a little video and then their logo comes in with the music and it comes in and say, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah. And now it makes sense. All goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm feeling very identified with what you are mentioning, Christophe, because I'm part of the branding world as well.
Yeah.
And across the year, I have been getting into how can I educate in certain way for people to understand the importance of branding, because that was kind of a transformation coming from the world of marketing. And I was in this just numbers, numbers, numbers. And then I wanted to shift to branding. And then trying to connect first with myself in order for myself to understand what branding means and actually how sound is very important in this world of branding. But as well, I have been realizing many different markets around the world, and I am not going to go only on Luxembourg, but Luxembourg have a
Yeah.
particular way to behave. But
Yeah.
it's sometimes people said, branding, yeah, this is just the visuals. But
Yeah.
now that you are in this world of branding as well, my question will be, what do you believe needs to shift for different elements of branding, one of those sounds, to be understood as a core of part of this brand identity?
Good companies, good campaigns. We need good campaigns in Luxembourg, and then also we all take our time to analyze it. Everything step by step, not only the music, but everything. When we have a good campaign, why did it work so good? Let's analyze this. And what does every part bring to the table to make this campaign be so good? Imagine just having world famous. Sometimes it's not much. You can imagine talking about A Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion, this scene, this worldwide scene, Leonardo DiCaprio with Kate Winslet on the boat. She's spreading her arms and he's right behind her. And they are on this beautiful ship on the Titanic. And Celine Dion, she's like, near, far, where, and everyone's imagine this scene just like she opens up her arms, Leonardo comes and she grabs her and they're very in love, and then they go to music like dum, dat, dum, dat, dum, dat. It would destroy everything. It's not the
Yeah.
same. So in this particular scene, you will see how important the sound is to make it all round. Of course, the visual is beautiful. Of course, it's very impressive to see the Titanic. We have two beautiful actors. But what makes it round at the end is this music. It's the emotional transporter to what is happening right now. So
Yeah.
here in Luxembourg, we not just need to talk more like this podcast. I was so happy to be invited by you and to that you reached out to talk about this, because I love to talk. So much. You can ask my girlfriend. I'm talking way too much, but I love to talk, and this is very important. And maybe people will listen to this and they would say, "Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. That's I didn't think about it." Most people, the problem is that not the problem, but people, they don't meant to be rude, or they just don't know it sometimes. And if we have more platforms to talk to companies or to agencies and tell them how important that is, and to have like a speech of this and to give them a few examples, it will open up their mind. It's all about opening their mind. It's about growth. Growth is going out of the comfort zone. It's going out of this but it works like this. It has always worked like this. Yes, but this is status quo and we want to grow. And grow is going out of the comfort zone and it's going to learn things that we don't know. And to be able to open up means progression. And then we can all raise the level of something that we all love to do in our daily life.
Well, I love that. I support you. I'm feeling so identified. Christophe, thank you. Thank you for that. And for all these individuals, because probably people are thinking, yeah, okay, brands like Netflix, they are building their own music or their own sound. But how do you advise all those individuals that probably wanted to make use of the voice for public speaking, for building their own brand and their own identity? I recently have been seeing how one famous singer is a group. I don't know if you have heard about them. That is Catriel and Paco Amoroso. They are becoming right now top, 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 top. They are Argentinian, but they are starting to be very famous already around the world. And one of the guys, Catriel, have a sound that he is doing all the time, and when they are in front of the press or starting a concert, and people associate that with his brand, even when they have a brand, but as an individual, he's having a sound, what they can take away today about how they can manage their own voice.
But the own voice is all about analyzing your voice. I mean, a simple tool what you could do is you take like an article that you want to present before some people. You take everyone at home has a laptop or an iPhone. We all have the possibility to record. So record yourself. Listen to it. Not to judge yourself, say, most people say, I hate my voice, I don't like myself hearing it, I have a horrible voice. No, you're not a horrible voice. It's the voice that you have, and everyone identifies this voice with you. It's just in your daily life, you hear it through your head, it's your inner voice, and the other people will hear what comes out of your mouth. But it is your voice, so get used to it and listen to it and see if you can detect some patterns. Maybe am I talking too slow? People tend to speak too fast. And they speak very like in this, and I wanted to tell that this is spoken very open up, try these exercises. If you think you speaking too fast, very good exercise is, it took me now 30 seconds to read this. I'm trying to stretch this to 60 seconds by saying the same things. Like I could talk to you like this, and I would talk about the studio and what we're doing here on the recording, or I could talk with you like this, and I could show you all the stuff that we do here at the studio. These was 2 times the same sentence, but the one took me 3 seconds and the other took me 6 seconds. Yeah. This is a very good exercise also to express more what you want to tell to the people. So give intonation, give expression, give meaning to what you have to say. Listen to your voice. If you think, but I have this very thin voice, open up. Go maybe to a vocal coach and talk to him about core exercise, about breathing exercises, because the voice is there. Everything is there. It's like if you have never played guitar, there's a guitar, there's an amp, there's a cable, there's a plug. Go ahead. Yeah, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, but it has nothing to do because there are things missing. Everything is there. It's the same with you. Everything is there. And maybe you just don't know how to get it right. The voice is there. You know the words you can speak. Most of us in Luxembourg, they can speak so many languages. So everything is there. So you just have to train it, maybe with a professional one, or just also by learning by yourself. Record yourself and be aware of what's happening and try to be better.
It's a fantastic advice and almost a masterclass, because people we train to and have been happening during the podcast. We have a very powerful tool in is our voice. And sometimes we don't know how to use it and how to use it to communicate, and not just to communicate, but even to say things to ourselves in which we can say things out loud and are going to as well generate an effect on our brain. All the things that we have been sharing here in the podcast, I love it. I really like it because it focuses in the importance of sound in the world of branding. That is a part of the purpose of the podcast as well. And to give an amazing close to this podcast, you are not expecting that, but you are a singer. Would you be able
I
to Yeah, would you be able to share with us something nice, a song, a piece of a song that you have been creating recently to let the people and the world know your voice singing?
It's true. The thing is, I have some campaigns, but they are top secret where I created songs, so I cannot tell you that. But if people are interested, 11 days to go. I will perform at Philharmonie de Luxembourg. I will have a
Okay.
wonderful concert. I think it was sold out, but they're trying to make some places open up because there's some people asking, a lot of people asking for tickets. So there
Open
I
one
will
for me and for my husband, please. We will love to go there.
I'm performing on stage with at least like nearly 200 people, musicians, like strings, choirs, and a harmony. And I will be the solo singer. So I hope to see a lot of people there and to
Yes.
see what hopefully beautiful vocals can do. Fingers crossed that I will be able to sing beautifully. You never know.
Yeah, well, Christophe, thank you very much for sharing that, and I will
Thank you.
invite as well people to come and see you on the stage, and I will love to see you as well on the stage and to connect with you and to keep in mind the power of sound and the power of make the musicality of your brand and include that, keeping in mind that this is something available and something that will enhance your brand or will connect people with the purpose of the
Yes.
brand. Thank you very much, Christophe, for
I
being in the
thank you very
Brilliantly
much.
Branded podcast.
Real pleasure. Real pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm grateful by having you as a listener on this episode. I am in the mission of empowering thousands of women around the globe, and I need your support for that. Help me to spread the voice by sharing this episode and subscribe to our social media channels. And remember, if you want to listen to exceptional stories and have someone that inspires you, please get in touch with me because I will love to have them as a guest to learn from their experience and share their story with you next time. So until the next episode, ciao ciao.